One word to describe TNG would be empathetic.
Transformative, impactful, embracing. Words, it's endless. I will not stop.
When I was 6 months old, my mother had left me to die in a vacant house. I ended up going into the system. In the first 10 years of my life, I was in 32 foster homes and institutions. 3 years ago, I was given 2 years left to live. I had cancer. I was living in a filthy rooming house. We had no money for anything, depending on food banks. So it was 21 days from the time that I first contacted Ashley at the Neighbourhood Group until she got me into the apartment I'm in now. And it was life-saving. If I hadn't have found TNG, I'm pretty sure I'd be dead.
There are so many problems that need to be solved. There are immediate needs that need to be served, like food insecurity and homelessness. And then people need support so that they can become more independent in the way that they live. And then there's advocacy at the other end, where you have to try to make the problem smaller itself. The Neighbourhood Group does well is it hits all three of these things.
So the Neighbourhood Group Community Services works with people at all stages of their life to improve their lives and to improve the communities and neighbourhoods that they live in. We're actually 6 charities that got together to become one. Today, we have 30 locations across the city, everything from housing to hunger, affordable childcare, care for our elderly, our Meals on Wheels, services for newcomers and refugees, and services for people who are homeless in the city. All together, we provide an open space where people can work together and solve neighborhood problems.
One of the most impactful things about TNG is that it has a voice powerful enough to really advocate on things that matter, but is so rooted in community needs.
We deliver important services, we model and innovate those services, and then we advocate for those services to be offered everywhere so that everyone can get the same benefits. And often we pilot those solutions.
I was going through my own struggles in life. One of them was hunger, poverty. Then they identified, hey, we have a place here for you. I joined a peer program, which we have here. Essentially, the peer program is for people that don't necessarily get an opportunity for employment in other sectors in the world. So your hardships, your pains, your struggle, the things that you endured are your broad scopes. I would never be here if it wasn't for that model of lived experience and peer program.
Vulnerability is an asset, especially in the work that we do. Oftentimes, young people don't have safe spaces. The youth programs that TNG delivers are necessary because it allows young people to show up as themselves and to be themselves. We're thinking about physical health and wellness, but also mental health and wellness, and creating wraparound services, sometimes for young people who have limited access. TNG is about thinking about the people who are using our services and their needs. So one of our programs that we have is Game Changers. Game Changers is a conflict resolution program, and it's based in schools, but also in community. We have a newcomer program, and some of the innovations with the newcomer program is providing trainings and supports and resources.
One program in particular that speaks to me would be Rainbow Connect, which is looking at supporting people who are coming from the LGBTQ+ communities.
I live in one of the Neighbourhood Group's supportive housing buildings. You know, if you need to travel somewhere, they'll help you arrange that. You have almost instantaneous access to a social worker or PSW if you need it. And they have all kinds of programs downstairs in the tea room. And Meals on Wheels.
Meals on Wheels thus far is not just giving them the food, it's giving them the warmth of a smile. It's respecting them. It's providing that sense of security through dignity altogether. So I absolutely love it, and I'll continue to do it for a very long time.
Our strategic plan is very focused on lifting people out of poverty and very focused on making sure the community has a real say and a real voice by joining us as volunteers and staff.
I chose to volunteer simply because I wanted to make an impact in the lives of individuals who need these types of services.
I donate because I can. There is never going to be enough public funding. Private sector donation is always going to play a role, and I believe in being a part of that.
If you go to our website, you can find everything you need to be a donor, to be a volunteer, or even to come work for TNG. You're welcome at TNG.